So, real quick, before you guys watch this whole video was shot down in Mexico. Mexico Beach, Mexico. Not anywhere in the United States, nothing like that. And any part that looks like the United States was fabricated and made for entertainment purposes. There was nothing done on public roads. Anything that also looks like a public road was a private road. And any car you think you see was just a toy car going vroom. So, just so you know, that's how we're going to start this video. Let's head to Mexico and let's play the video. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Adam with ND72. So, we're back with my E55. So, as you know, the previous video, we did the open box video of my top mount intercoolers, and we did the install of my top mount intercoolers. Now, we're going to be going over the data, and I'm going to show you, we're going to do some pulls, we're going to do everything live right now. So, this setup is the exact same setup I had when I did all the testing like a week and change ago. The only difference now is the VTech top mount intercoolers. So to go over this kit again, it's basically factory surge tanks that he cut and modify to have a intercooler here, and if you can see way down there, they got it and poured it all out. So my cooling setup on this car right now is secondary heat exchanger, FabTech primary exchanger, and then, you know, my coolant lines, and you come all the way to the back. Don't mind the ice. That's what we're going to be testing after to see the difference. It's my 7-gallon tank. And then my third heat exchanger, which I'm not so sure if that's even really doing anything too much, really. I might delete that soon, but we don't know. Now, for power, we have a 77mm fixed pulley, a 68, if you can see down there, a 168 crank pulley. We're doing like 16, 17 pounds of boost. We got some long tube headers down there. It's basically that like Chinese long tube header setup, and then it's factory exhaust from roughly like here back. So not too much on the power adders, and then like rims and tires and suspension stuff. Also, what we got for power is the Hellcat 92mm throttle body with the VRP ported snout, and the whole car's tuned by VTech, and TCU tuned by VTech. So, what we were having problems with before is I was running X amount of boost, and it's like 90 degrees in Florida, and whenever I started, like just say my temperature started at 100 degrees, before I hit 100 miles an hour, we were 80 above, so that means 180 degrees, which is the danger zone, which I think even a little bit earlier is probably the danger zone. I did not like that. I wasn't happy with it, so now we upgraded these bad girls. Now, they are not cheap, okay? So, it's roughly going to be right over $3,000 for this setup. But if you look at anywhere for top mounts, that's what they kind of cost. So, if you're going to get, like, everything you get with this kit, it's coming up to $3,000 anyways. And then you could think, do I want to go with the Chiller Killer or this? Which is basically like an AC-assisted setup. So, I've seen a few people with them. Yeah, they work pretty well. Basically, all it really does is cool your water down and put it back in the tank. So it's basically like you're starting with ice. So the issue that I have, and I think a lot of people are having what they're not fully noticing, is even though you're starting at such a lower temperature with the factory intercooler down here at the bottom, your temps are just rising. So your temps are going like 80 degrees, 70 degrees, 60 degrees above what you start at. So the whole point of this is to not get lower, not so much lower starting temps, it's to maintain them. So we don't want our starting temps to be here at like 100 and then skyrocket up. We'd rather them just like jump up a little bit. So you also can run Killer Chiller or any of the AC assisted and this top mount setup, because what that will do is eliminate you ever really needing ice, because then your rear tank will be whatever will be like 40 degrees, and then you don't need the ice. Then you'll start off at so much lower, and then it won't climb so much. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop in the car. We're out here in Florida, It's, I think, like 85 degrees out, or right around 80 degrees. So it is a little bit cooler than it was when I originally did the test. But we're going to try to get the same type of data of what it starts off and what it climbs off. So we're going to do roughly 2 pulls of with the car, just driving, get it kind of warmed up, drive it, and then we'll throw some ice in there and actually see the difference and compare it to the data I took about 2 weeks ago. So let's get into it and see what happens. Oh, so what also I noticed on my setup, so while I was in traffic and everything, I was doing all data log this week. So for about like 8, 9, 10 days, I was doing data. When I'm stopped in traffic, because I have like an hour commute home, I don't have enough airflow from this fan for, first of all, it has a huge crack there, and it's an old fan to actually be pulling air through here. So what I'm going to be doing soon is I'm going to put like teeny little fans just to keep pushing, because as you can see, I got my secondary, then I got the power steering stuff, then I have another cooler right there for something else, and then you got the condenser, then you got the radiator. So it's a lot for this fan to pull, and I think my fan is going out. So I'm going to get the small little fan here, and maybe eventually if I can find it cheap enough, because I think these are a couple $100 for a new fan, just keep pulling air, because it only happens when I'm like literally at dead stop traffic. My temps will start going up a little bit, like they don't get dangerous, but they go up a little bit. Once I start moving, you're perfectly fine. But let's get the car all ready, and we're going to go for a nice little fun pull in Mexico. Alright, so we got the Atom cam on, so we got my pump going and all that stuff, just to show you that this is like no ice, no nothing. We're at like 84 degrees on this water. It's a little low, like maybe a half a gallon low, but that shouldn't really matter too much. We got the car ready, so now we're going to start driving to Mexico. Alright, so we got the window down so we kind of hear that cool supercharger whine. We got the data log already, so right now it's 82 degrees out, and we're at like 90, 91 for temps. So it's under 10 degrees above, which is effing great. We're gonna hit a recorder, start recording data. That way we can see our boost and see all that stuff. And we're gonna do just like we did before, like a nice little 20 pool, and see what happens here in nice Mexico. So that was a lot faster and higher up than we did before. All right, let's stop that, and then we're gonna turn around and do one more. All right, so we're literally just doing a back-to-back pull. So we're gonna let it's gonna recover like a very little bit, and then we're just gonna do a back-to-back pull. So I don't know if you can see, we'll go over the data. We're at like 97 now. We're gonna hit record, and we're gonna do the same thing, another 20 back-to-back pull, and see like what we're at. Alright, we're going to pull in now, and we'll start looking over the data and cool this bad girl down now. Alright, so we just got right back in, so our temps dropped down to, like, if you can see, let's shut this stupid light off. Alright, the temps are dropping down to 99, so it's recovering not bad, but I've seen a lot better. Let's grab the thermal gun. Oh, I think I just hit the little gas pedal. Let's go grab the thermal gun and check some stuff out. So let's look back here at this water. Alright, so after the pull, this water is now, oh crap, can't even see what the, 89, so a little bit warmer. And let's go check under the engine, make sure we didn't effing break anything or stupidness, and see what this is. Let me shut that door so that stupid beeping stops. There you go, stop. Check under here, then we'll let this all cool down and then do a nice ice pool. Alright, so nothing blew up under here. That was a good sign. So our temps are like literally just got in. So you're at like 100 over there, if you could see that. And then it goes, 96, 100. Let me shut this light off so maybe you can see the gun better. Can you see it better now? Nope. Alright, so, and now we go to the surge tank. You're like in the hundreds, which is still a lot better. And then you go to the supercharger. You're at like 120s, 130s. But, I don't know. Okay, so you're at 103 there. 103, like, this is pretty, like, cold to the touch, this intercooler. Now, clearly, once you get closer, the supercharger is definitely hotter. But that's pretty effing cold. For the up here, we're in the 80s, 90s. Nothing too crazy, so we'll look over the data, let this car cool down. I'm going to throw some of the fans on there, just so we kind of like start over from the same spot, and then we'll add ice and see how much better that makes it. Okay, we let the car sit for like 10-15 minutes. Now we're dumping out this water, and we're going to start packing it with some ice. I should have enough ice. I got like 3.5 bags, so we're going to go do that. We also let the car cool down a little bit. I did throw a fan over there, but I mean, it's just a little fan, just drop temps a little bit. So it's going to be like worst case scenario. You guys did like literally 2 back-to-back pulls. You pull it in, you dump in your water, and you're filling up with ice. Let's see what our reactions are. All right, so I want to show you a little something. So we have about 3 bags of ice over there. And I just wanted to just touch my intercoolers really quick. But look how, you remember how hot they were before? Now they're at 52 degrees. Literally, all we've been having like this teeny fan for a few minutes, and I just packed it with ice. And yeah, I have my pumps running right now. That shows how efficient this is right now. So, not bad. So we're going to keep packing ice until I fill this as much as I could up, and to let it run through. But, because it's melting pretty effing quickly, just because how hot the car was. So we're going to pack it up and do the best case scenario I could think of. Alright, so we could have packed more ice, but I kind of just, you know, getting a little late. So it's 81 degrees out right now, so it's a 5 degree less. But we're at 45 degrees starting. Alright, so we're at 45 degrees starting. We're going to be in the same little area in Mexico. And now let's go over this data and do a pull. Everything else is basically the same, except I added roughly 3 bags of ice, roughly. We're gonna do the same thing, do 1 hard pull at a 20 roll, and then literally just U-turn and come right back and do a second pull. Everything the same, just now we got some ice in that bad girl. Whoa. That felt so much faster with ice. Alright, so we're gonna do the same thing. We just did a huge pull. We're gonna go turn around. Like, it's probably not gonna have that much cool down time. So we're gonna turn around and literally just do back-to-back pulls like we did before. All right, so we could have let it recover a little bit more, but I just kind of want to get this done before anything happens. So as you can see, we're literally still dropping. Now we're at like a 63. So it's not at like the 45 when we started, but it's still dropping like 61 and all that stuff. But this is like literally a hot lap. Like I am just pulling, U-turn in, and gonna go hit it again. No brakes, no nothing. It's all like live. And you can see now it's even at 57. So it's dropping. So now we're gonna start at like what, 57. And let me actually record this one because I forgot to record the last one. So we'll record this one at 57 with ice. I did mess up not recording that last one. Pretty nice. So let's go back and look at the data. All right, so now we're back. The recovering's like at 63. Will you focus, you camera? Focus. 61 is literally dropping as we sit here. So let's go check the tank. See how much ice we still got left, if any. I need to wash this car. All right. Oh, I didn't even have that tight. That might have been why we got water everywhere. But we still got some ice in there. The temps over here are at 39. So I bet if we let the car just sit a little bit, it'll actually like recover so much more. Come on. But I did mess up. I really should have tightened this up. That might have been one little problem, but it shouldn't have been too much. I made a little mess back there. And let's go check the under the hood stuff. And just for fun, yeah, look it, 59. It's literally lowering as we sit here and the car is still running. Let's go check up here, make sure nothing really like blew up. Let me shut off some of these fans. Wow, okay, I don't know if you could see this, but like, it got so cold, look at that condensation. So these are 62. 63, and it starts getting warmer as you get in, but geez, that is so, and I don't know if you can even see my lines got condensation on it. So let's shut this off and start looking at the data. Okay, so now we're going to go over the data. This is basically like the car. I kind of drove it home, let it sit for a while, get it kind of cold, like basically a nice good temp, and then we're going to go over these. So this is just no ice, no nothing, how you would normally drive. Alright, so here's the second one, no ice. Literally just drove, turn around. Alright, so this is the fourth pull with ice. I forgot to hit record for the first one with ice, but I have it all recorded and I went over it, so we're going to go over all the data, but I just want to kind of show you guys all this stuff. So let's try to fast forward this one to the start of it. Alright, so here is this one. Okay, so now I kind of let you guys see all that. We're going to go over the data, and as you see in like today's video and stuff, I went a lot faster, so I basically stopped and analyzed it at the same mile per hour. So it was apple to apple. So to recap, old. This is with no top mounts, factory like bottom intercooler V setup. We started off at 97 starting, air intake temps. We went 88 miles an hour, then it hit 183, and that's when I stopped because I didn't want to blow up my effing motor. That's 86 degrees up. Okay, we only saw 16.1 psi. Then we did another pull, same thing, go in a circle. This one now is a little bit warmer, but still pretty good recovery with factory system. 102 start, and then it was 86 miles an hour because I noticed it was getting even hotter, so I pulled off a little bit earlier, and we went 89 up. So those are more or less apple, but as you can see, it was getting heat soaked, so the more you did it, the worse it would get. So now we're going to do with one of the pull ice. This was like packing a lot of ice. It dropped it all the way down to start, 51, which is good. And then we did the pull, and it shot up. Now we did 96, so we went a little bit faster on this one, and it went 97 up. That is almost 100 degrees air intake up. Now let's get to the fun stuff. This is the VTEC top mount setup. So we started off with basically no ice, no nothing. I basically got home from work, let it sit for an hour with some fans on it, so it should have been pretty like good, no real big heat soak. Started at 91 start. Okay, this time we hit 101 miles an hour and hit 118 degrees. That's a 25 up, and we saw 17 psi. This whole thing was like 16.1. And then the second pull, we started at 95, which you would understand would be a little bit hotter. Same thing, we did the circle, but the temps still only really shot up 25 degrees. So that is a huge difference. Nothing else was done to the car but the top mount VTEC setup. So that is a huge difference. These were like 90s. Like that's a 90 degree almost. That was at 86. And this is a third of the hop. So that is super good. And now we did it with ice. Now, this is where I kind of messed up a little bit. So what I should have done is let the car sit and got completely cool, just like it was on this heat, but I was getting impatient. So, but still it didn't do bad. We put ice in there and it was 48 degrees. Okay, dropped the temp pretty good. And then we did the same kind of like mile-an-hour pull. It hit 93, so it was lower than the 118 by like 30, but we did shoot up 43 degrees. I think this is because I literally like did these 2 pulls, came in, threw a few fans on there, threw some ice in there, and went right back out. So that was 100% me. But I feel if I would have let it sit, it would have been better. But still, these are very good numbers. And then also on this, because I basically ran it out, I actually think I did this a little bit further, mile per hour wise, and we got 18.1 pounds of boost. So this was more boost. It was a little bit hotter. But that is a night and day difference from the factory setup of a bottom mount or V-mount intercooler. Basically, for me, shooting up so much when you do a pull. This is so much more manageable and nice. Like, yes, I'm not saying 120 and 118 is good, but you gotta remember, I'm out here in Florida. It was still like 85 degrees today when I was doing this stuff. So it was not a cold day. Now, if I had a cold day, it'd probably drop more. Or if I let the car sit better, it would do a lot more. But this data shows and proves the night and day difference. We did it on the same car within a week and a half of each other. No other mods but the VTEC top mount set up. And we showed it with no ice, with ice, and vice versa. We did the same thing, drive, turn, drive, turn. So it shows the heat soaking purposes and how they react to it because we were doing back to back. Now these bottom ones I almost did back to back for. When we did the original one, I definitely let it sit in between ice and no ice. So this makes it even look a lot better. So we got the VTEC top mount setup. Now we're going to go over kind of what I liked about it, what I didn't. I've been driving around for roughly like a week and a half, 2 weeks. So in traffic day to day, you definitely see a difference in just like my temps. I've been monitoring them. I have a problem with basically airflow over here. That's on me. You probably won't have that problem if you have a different intercooler, like heat exchanger set up. Now I did order the white. I'm regretting that a little bit. It gets dirty. I don't know if you could tell, like I'm getting fingerprints all over it. I ordered the white because my car is supposed to be white. Okay, that side's not white, but the rest of my car is white. So I would not really recommend ordering white unless you're okay with cleaning it a lot or if you never really have a big fingerprint issue. I kind of do, but that's neither here nor there. The install of it, as you saw, it wasn't the most easiest, but it wasn't really that bad. I have no boost leaks now. As you saw, I was hitting 18.1 pounds of boost. Super happy about that. So the price of it is not really a cheap thing. It is a little expensive, but as you saw from the data, it makes a huge effing difference. And that is so much better than like driving around and blowing your motor or you're losing so much horsepower because when you start going up in the temps, the car starts pulling timing on you and it'll start dumping boost if you have a clutch setup. So you will start losing power. So this is not only like a power adder, but it just makes it run a lot safer. Now, could I have done the chiller killer setup and all that stuff? I kind of went over that in the beginning of the video. But for me, I like to not see that huge arch of the temperature. So super happy with it. The data shows for itself. I haven't found really anything wrong with the kit or anything with the setup right now. I'm very happy with it. It fits on the hood. It's very convenient. Now you can't, you can't run the factory Mercedes airbox. As you can see, there is no room for that. So that part sucks a little bit. But I think the way VTEC built this was like, it looks pretty cool. I think it looks pretty nifty. You still got your little AMG surge tank that says it. It says VTEC on it. And it looks like smooth. It doesn't look like weird bends and this and that. So I'm pretty happy with that. But hope you guys like this video. If you guys like this setup, contact VTEC. You can find them on Facebook. Tell them you saw my video. That might help you out. You get some free stuff. Or if you guys want to see me, like, I don't know, try the VRP stuff, hit them up and tell them you want me to do a video for it. Or Phil from VRP's here. If you want me to throw your kit on my SL55, because if you guys remember, I have an SL55. I'll throw your kit on there. Granted, not saying I don't want to buy it. I just spent all the money on this one. I don't have enough money to buy that and to review another one just to see which one's better. But if a lot of people want to see that, contact him. Throw my information, throw a link to the video, blow up his inbox or whatever. But for right now, I'm going to keep driving. I'm super happy. We are going to be taking to the track soon, but I did run into one little issue, so it's getting kind of dark out. But I ran into a tiny issue. I have to adjust my suspension more. I'm rubbing a little bit on my tires, but I will be taking the car to the track soon. I will be doing a video of me kind of like playing with my suspension to get it to hook up better because I don't like to sink down too much and hit the tire as I am, but not bad. So all the data I got on this, I'm super happy with it. It's going to be starting to get a little bit colder in Florida, so I'm going to take this to the track really soon and see what the numbers I'm actually doing now. And hopefully, I should be dropping my ET by a lot now that I could keep my heat managed. And the other thing, when I start going rounds at events, you don't really got 30, 40 minutes sometimes for cooldown, so you need to make sure your temps are already dropped. So, hope you guys liked the video. Throw a comment down, throw a like down. Hit me up on Instagram at BuffyCLK500 or ND_72. Share this video with friends, and if you guys want, watch my ads. That gives me a little bit of revenue, and I'll see you guys later.